Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the offer from the Royal Chieftain Mark 6, which you can get a couple of times, different ways. You can either buy it for 20,000 gold, or stupidly, if you're stupid enough, you can buy it in a crates that cost £24. Now, with this, you do have a 25% drop rate, and you do have a 75% drop rate for 8,500 gold. So, I mean, £24. If you want the tank, you're not going to buy the crate for the gold. Obviously, if you buy a crate, you're going to get either 8,500 gold or you're going to get the tank. But don't buy it, Doc. Don't buy it. If you've got these legendary boxes of gold filled up, you can buy them for £20, and that's for 20,000 gold. The tank costs 20,000 gold, so you can actually buy it for £20. It's £4 cheaper, and it might even be more cheaper because you're not going to buy the crates for the tank because there's only a 25% drop rate. So if you buy the tank, the crates for £24, you are silly. You're very silly, because it's, why would you? 25% chance for £24, or you can have 100% chance for £20 if you fill up the gold boxes. So it's a nice tank. It's a very nice tank. Is it worth £20? 100% yes, it is. It's a British heavy in tier 10, and it's a really good heavy. Got nice turret, nice gun depression. It's quite quick, good reload. It's an all-round very strong tier 10 tank, and it's a tank that I would definitely recommend buying, especially with the royal camo. Being British, it's a lovely camo, and even, to be honest, even not being British, it does look like a nice camo with the British flag on the top of the tank. It does look really good, really strong. So 100% I would definitely recommend getting the tank if you can for £20, but definitely 100% not recommend buying the crate. I don't even, what were Wargaming thinking? Like, how stupid do they think people are? And I'm not being funny, but people will still buy the crates. It will happen, 100% it will happen. But at this time of the year, when you can fill up crates for gold by just playing the game, and you can purchase if you fill up all the crates, I mean, you can purchase the 20,000 gold for 20 quid. I'm struggling to understand why Wargaming would then bring out a tank for 20,000 gold, but also bring it out in crates. Like, who would be stupid enough? Who would be stupid enough to buy the blimmin' crates? It is just stupid. It really is stupid. But we're going to watch, I mean, this battle here, we are almost halfway through, and we're watching a couple of packed Verdomi, and they are in him and Toaster in a double platoon of them, and he's going to get very lucky. He's going to get very lucky. The kind of luck that I would dream of having. So he's now 2 against 5. There's still like 3 full hit point tanks to go, and it's just him and a Jag Tiger. Now he's only on 587 HP, and now he is alone against 5 tanks. Nice bounce there, and just he's going to make the impossible possible. So he's going to get rushed by 4 of the 5 tanks remaining. Just watch. There comes the Death Star. Oh, another bounce. And he's just going to get bounce after bounce. And somehow he is still on 513 hit points. And against 4. Now, there's only 3 tanks around this area. He's going to ignore the AMX and go for the Death Star, which is the correct decision. He's going to get a bounce from the E75. Takes the Death Star out to bring it down to a 1 versus 3. Now, you might see, you can only see 2 tanks, because 1 tank is in fact AFK, and that is a full hit point E100. So if he can just clear this E75, he's going to finish on some good damage. Now, he's already blocked 2,600 damage, and in fact, he hasn't really taken any damage from the 4 tanks that rushed him. Now, the armor on this thing is okay. I mean, the turret is very strong, but the hull is quite weak. It is really weak, and I think this E75 is stock, which is handy for him because he only does 300 damage. No, I mean, not stock. Maybe he's playing with, I think that might have been Pramo he was shooting, but, or even stock. I don't know these things. I don't know. I can't see, I can't tell, I don't care. But it's lucky for Vodomi here because he's blocked 2,600 damage. He's on 4,900 damage. So already he's done a respectable job with or without the AFK. He's done a really, really good job in just staying alive against the 4 tanks that were around him. And that's the kind of thing you can do with this tank. I mean, you can't guarantee bounces. If you are in a hold down position, this tank is godlike. It does have a hatch on top, but it's quite small, and it is very weak, and it can easily be penetrated, but it's quite a small target to go for when you're rocking backwards and forwards, moving your turret side to side. It is quite a difficult target to get. So I love what he's doing here. He's coming in a different direction, and what he really wants to do is reset his camo and come in from a different angle and just get the E75 off guard. But as he comes up here, he does now spot the full hit point, 2,400 hit point E100 that sadly also makes him spotted. And now the E75 knows where he is, and with the E75 not spotted, he's now spotting him. He could be absolutely anywhere, and with my luck, he would normally be facing right in front of me. Now, luckily, he does come around this corner. E75 is not going to stop, and he gives him his inside track wheel, and he manages to clear him up. So it's just 1 minute left on the clock. Look at the chat going, bot, lucky, AFK, bot. Yes, he is lucky, very lucky, but he still finished his job. I mean, 5,100 damage with 2,600 block damage before he gets this AFK. It's still a good job, and we can turn around and say, yes, if this guy wasn't AFK, he would have probably been dead a long time ago, which is probably true, but it didn't. He finishes on 7,500 damage. Make some nice credits as well, 165,000 credits, 1,910 base experience. So, not a bad job for Vodomi there. Vodomi won from the Pact Clan. About 7 shots as well, which is pretty decent. Next up, we have N13. Now, he's going to play on Dead Rail, and this kind of map is, as I've said with this map, if you can get your hull down and just show your hull, this tank is actually godlike, and this is the perfect map to do this. Absolutely perfect. The enemy have only got 2 mediums against their 2 mediums, so the chances of getting flanked by the mediums is quite low. So, at the moment, it's kind of a perfect map for him. Perfect situation, perfect setup. He does get penned from the IS-4, but he does get a shot in on the IS-4 in return. And he's just going to rock this this hill here. There's not going to be a lot. There's 2 TDs, but there is 2 tanks in front, the cavalry there, the KPF, and he gets his first bounce of the game. So 752 damage. You can see if you look at the mini-map, there's 2 mediums that are flanking around on his team. They have caught one of the mediums, and there is one of his TDs also in that position. So again, the likelihood, the chances of him getting flanked is very, very low, and he can just deal with these tanks in front. So he's going to try and get into these positions and to try and get the KPF. And with the gun depression, as I've said on this tank, it is really, really good to just pop up over them hills. And look at the minimap. There's 2 TDs spotted on the right side, which means they can play a little bit more aggressive against these now 3 tanks that are here. And he's going to wait for his IS-4, and they are going to push together. They can see, and I love the awareness of him on this game. He knows that the TDs are there. If he didn't know, he wouldn't have pushed, because there is a Death Star that can absolutely just wreck you if you can get to the... If a Death Star shoots the side or the rear of this tank, it can be heshed for 15 to 1600 damage quite easily. So that was a very good, very nice push, and pushed at the right time. And now this IS-4 on the enemy team finds himself on his own. So he's going to help his SU-122. At the moment, because of the 2 DDs and the 2 mediums that were flanking around against his 2 mediums, they have now been overrun and they have taken the flank. Now, there is a tank capping. There's 1 just left and there's 2 now left. So they are on their way. The IS-4 does take out the SU, so he needs to be quick in taking this tank out. In fact, with the Death Star on the enemy team, he needs to keep as many hit points as he possibly can. He does take a shot from the IS-4, so he's now on 1,384 hit points. So he is a potential 1 shot from the Death Star if he's not careful. Now, great news for him, the Leopard is circling the IS-4, which means he's now just going to get some free HE damage into the Leopard. But the Leopard is going to help the T-30 clear that guy, and he is going to get shot. Now, that shot could be absolutely vital because he is now just a 1 shot to the Death Star, just a normal average roll. So he needs to be very, very, very careful. It's now 2 against 2. The T-30 is going to push. He's not poking up. Nice high roll there, and he gets a lovely, lovely bounce. And he needed that bounce because now the Death Star has taken out the IS-4. He finds he's on himself on his own against the 2. But sadly, just before he reloads, he is going to get shot from the T-30. That now puts him down to 371, and all of a sudden he now has a full hit point Death Star to deal with, and he's just a 1 shot. I mean, the Death Star could clear him with just a splash with Hesh, so he needs to be very, very careful. He's just going to get up this hill in time for the Death Star. But he's in a good position now. He has gun depression, and that is something the Death Star doesn't have. And he has speed, and he has rate of fire. So if he can just bait a shot from the Death Star, and he can probably rush him and kill him quite easily. So I love what he's doing. He's waiting for the Death Star to come around. He's going to get a track shot, and then he's going to use this rock. Now, this rock is going to be his best friend for the rest of the game. And there's not a lot. I mean, if I was the Death Star, you've got no choice but to rush. You have to rush him. There's no point hiding and waiting for him to reload. It's just, I would rush. I would absolutely, yes, you might get shot once or twice in rushing, but you have to rush, and he has to hit. Lovely bounce there, and again, a lovely 500 max roll into that Death Star. Now, he's tracked him twice just by going, so I don't think the Death Star has a repair kit now, so if he can just track him again, the Death Star's turret doesn't turn fully. So if he can get the track on him, he can probably just go around the rock and get behind before the Death Star can turn his turret. So he's waiting. There's still 2 minutes left on the clock. Still plenty of time left on the clock. So he just has to... Excuse me. He just has to wait for the Death Star to make the mistake, and he's waiting. He's going to use that gun depression, and he's just going to wait. 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. He's going to back up. Is he going to get the shot? Not quite. He just has to wait a little bit longer and just wait for the Death Star to make the mistake. And there's the mistake. He tracks him. He's now going to rush around this rock, and what a perfect time to do it. As soon as he gets round, he's reloaded, and he can take him out. 1,600 block damage. And he ends on 7,200 damage almost. 113,000 credits earned. He gets the Ace Top Gun High Caliber. He gets the lot. So that is the Chieftain Mark 6 Royal. If you're going to get it, just purchase it for the gold. It is a good tank, and it's definitely well worth that gold. If you can get the gold crates for £20. Definitely worth it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.